ma, ba, ba, ba. Da, 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 da. Enjoy. I agree with Fantasia's idea. Just say thanks. Say thanks, and I don't remember being in a play. Yeah, good job being in the play Grapes of Wrath, which you've never been in. You were so good in it, they had to come tell you that you were great in it. So good job. Mr. Wright? What? Are trials always like this with you? Girl, you gonna learn today. You gonna learn. Like, you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake, about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there. Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. Whee! So what happened to your sister, anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So this is where we turn this trial around, right? Okay. It was only yesterday, but we're taking a recess so we can get the thing out of the muffler. Our only weapon is a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Oh, a partner? I'm hoping it's him, yeah. The only other southern accent person I know is Lotta. They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up his temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come take a look, see, at how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They've got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That's hard to slip out, huh? Well, what is going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen the last 2 days have been on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about that cheap prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't even wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now, don't that just beat it all, man. I tell you what. I've seen the red breeze blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler. At the awards ceremony that afternoon. Edgeworth seen it, too, I'd reckon. What does it mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. So the cloth in the muffler is probably her muffler. There's a muffler in her muffler. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you gotta let that bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? Molasses. If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Hoo-wee! So far, he's besides Phoenix, you know, being my own voice, his voice is pretty fun. Makes me feel like a cowboy. I'd like to resume. Judge keeps looking over the prosecution. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm old. Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be this. No. I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it's time we continued on with the trial. I'm old. During our recess, I had requested the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. Oh. Seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock, knock. Who's there? This guy. What's with this guy? strange, stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. The temperature rose 5.7 degrees when that man came in? Who on earth is he? It's you! I'm not gonna look into your green eyes forever, bro. What's your name? Oh! Sorry I'm late, Aji. The roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see, Aji. How you been? Swim much these days? Hello? No, I've been so busy. Aji? He names him Aji. You're having greens every day? Good job. Buzzy smizzy, Aji, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yeah, indeed. Aji seems like to be his nickname for the judge? I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? So you're Wright-o, the attorney. I heard good things about you, son. Thanks? So sorry about our little worthy giving you all trouble, huh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? Oh. Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Or Damon. Should be Damon? I think Damon. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to the courtroom, right? Well, it's worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help him out by bringing this. That's my sister's muffler. So the star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. But to think this was stuffed in that exhaust pipe. On Little Worthy's car, no less. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. What's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now, wait a minute, Worthy? I've no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or didn't you hear me? Have a look at this document where it says person in charge of investigation. There's no mistake in that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth. That's not fair. On the day of the crime, You're head in the clouds because you got that award? I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I expect a written apology. Are you serious? Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean this mess that you made. This is the first time I'm seeing Edgeworth at a loss for words. He just got served. Pretty badly. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Court accepts this new evidence. I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at that blade of this. Look at the blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? I don't see why not. Could you open it for me, I wonder? Well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I won't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I won't be able to point at people anymore. Every time you fling it, those will be like specks of blood. Come on, just hurry up and open it! This is what that note said. You say SL92, right? What does that mean? Well, I've heard something similar. DL6. That's true. But it's strange. What is? I'm not certain, but I get the feeling I've seen this somewhere before. Letters like this, or letters that look like this. That's a good hint. Very good hint. And flip the switch. Dude, it's cut off. I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. This dark red stain is blood. Found on the crime scenes, wrapped in the defendant's muffler, small tag attached. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation from the chief of police himself. Totally sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us? About the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife? Sure thing, not a problem. Not even a little one, really. I don't like this guy. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's an evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. The detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to the case here, so I can't talk much about it. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Udgy. We haven't exactly announced it yet. Objection! Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodman was killed. There. Connection. Order. Anyway, we at the department we're all flustered, as you might have assumed. We're in the middle of a top-secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? Think we understand the police department situation? Oh, well, Mr. Wright. 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. Chances of that are really slim. Scientifically. Yeah, pretty slim. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Exercise! Keep your questions focused. There's 2 ways we can present our piece of paper. Well, let me make sure that's what the piece of paper says. Yeah, this thing. SL9. That's what it says. It's not 675, it's SL9. I don't know what the 221 means. This knife was found on the scene of a crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on in the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can. Righto. We just got Righto. Yeah. So, we just go ahead and back up and present this thing. Objection! Objection! Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-goodness objection. This knife. This has something to do with the Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Ah, honest-to-goodness, what do you mean from Udgy? This is great. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL9-2. Yeah, and this is important. Why? Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus 7s 12 over 2. Your Honor, it's upside down. I mean, Fantasia, that's bound to happen sometime. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around, what do you get? Oh! Whoever wrote this note was holding paper upside down. SL9. That's the same name, same thing on that's written on the knife tag. Order. Well, Chief, Well, guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. It's the same... We have more than one thing to present? To this thing? Okay. Knife was stolen. Put on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. Was it, in fact, a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Little Worthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. It's true, Fantasia. We get bonus points. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. It was a bad day for the department. We're today shaped into an investigation. Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eye there, Righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen. Why wasn't I informed? Why weren't you informed? Why didn't you ask? No matter. I understand. You were busy with that Lana's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department? The detective was killed. On the same day that a detective was killed in the Prospector's parking lot? Prosecutors? Another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Judgy? I'm at a loss for words. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you can help, Righto. I suppose I could help if you help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. How was he killed? Go into alert mode, Joy. How was the detective killed? How was he killed? Now that's the interesting part. It was what we in the force call a stabbing with a knife. A knife? It's exactly the same as Detective Goodman. That's the spirit. We're cooking now. But you know, that's not the only thing that was exactly the same. What do you mean? There were more similarities between the two cases than the cause of death. To press a bit harder. Okay. That's a pretty scary coincidence. Killed at the same time. 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed by the prosecutor's office. Hmm? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place, and the murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Okay. It's just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. Please. It's not officially linked to the case here, so I can't talk much about it. Make sure there's no connection. Oh? Because I'm the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please anymore, Righto. Well, you understand. Try to understand, Righto. Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there's something that ties the two murders together? I mean, they both died from a stabbing? One at the prosecutor's office, one at the police. That can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? Okay, let's just check the knife. I'm gonna laugh at the blood is actually like... Hold on, I can't even click the blood? That's like something you'd want to click. Oh, zoom in? Dude, there's like literally nothing I can click right now. Okay. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Doesn't... No? I figured that because they were both stabbed. No? This again? No. I feel like we have to press it on that one. This is not linked. We're trying to say it's linked. I hadn't actually looked at this. Name and ID, Sergeant Bruce Goodman. Why they only use numbers for IDs? What else would they use? Letters, silly! They're the reason we have their written language in the first place. Okay, Sergeant Bruce Goodman. ID, Yabba-dab. Yabba-dab. Yabba-dabba-doo. I see what they did there. We're gonna run out of objections. I think I might just get this one wrong on purpose just so we can reset. Huh? Nope. No idea. So you get to see what happens when we fail. She gets declared guilty and we lose. Oh, they even added to her hand being cut. Perfect. Okay. Let's try this again. What? Is there a thought process I wasn't connecting? We pressed everything. And we got the first part, right? With the note. We put a lot of things into that last statement. Maybe it's not the last statement. We'll press all of them again and see if it doesn't give us like an actual... Because maybe the hint it was giving us wasn't for the last statement, it was for another different statement. I remember this being hard. I mean, it is DLC and they wanted to be like, you have to get this exactly right. Dude, he's just go. People like that, like, annoy me a little bit. Everybody, like, doesn't do anything for a little bit, making sure you're paying attention. They even give them the happy music. Did I make him answer the wrong question? Was that it? It's faster to go to the left. Should have known that. Ah! We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. I probably just need to press everything. And then we get to the one we know we have to link to. Oh, Objection. I want to cross-examine. Okay, here's the thing. Can I save here in case we screw up again? No. I'm trying to go back, like, options. No? No? Oh, save. Perfect. So now we're saved here. Special. Hard to come by that particular knife anywhere else. Might that special thing be this little tag? Sorry, Righto, I can't say that now. Not that. We've established that the knife in Goodwin's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime? It's quite a mystery. And I like a mystery. It's wrapped in something. A muffler. Actually, I'm just going to present this. This is good. Okay, so we got this part. It's connected. It's upside down. Knife was evidence in Last time I said how he was killed, I want to where was he found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room of the police department. In the evidence room. Wait a second, I heard of that. The evidence room, doesn't he mention that in his testimony? Didn't he just mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Oh, I get this was probably the right answer to do. There's a connection between the two cases. You seem happy, Mr. Wright. Happy? We just got handed our ticket to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get Gant to testify about the details. Chief, the defense position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. You don't say. Well, out with it. Gaunt means glove, and he's wearing gloves? Cool. I didn't know that. And the Gaunt is... That's in French? In what language does Gaunt mean glove? Connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number on the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. That's pretty cool. Indeed. I do see too many connections for it to be a coincidence. You two make a good pair. Took my men 2 days to find that, well, what you deduced right there. Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information unofficially? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. Really? Who would have guessed? If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Well, case information is sticky stuff. You have to do everything properly. I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. I'm gonna go with ID number. What are you telling me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'd be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name, after all. We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. Number is... Hold on. 584-2189. He's saying Goodman died in at the police department. It's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. I can't do it. You didn't even get the first number right. Freaking old. Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything? I didn't know the victim of the police department. Tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Therefore, I am. It has to be what I think it is. What does this mean? See what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Witness! Witness me! Dark, happy Tuesday. You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. Is that how they grin? Sure hope not. I got confused. And this is news. Just come out with both guns ablazing, like you always do. Wait, that wasn't the right thing to present? Two places, two detective murder at the same time. It's probably the same person. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Ooh, is that yours? No, Your Honor, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personal IDs are top secret. Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82. Oh, dang it, I forgot. You didn't even get the first number right again. The number the chief gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, right? What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does our witness think about that? Oh, sharp as a tack. Sharp as a tack. What? Detective Goodman is our victim. He's our victim. He's ours. Can't go around taking our victim. I'm upset. That was our victim. We had him first. We did the paperwork on him first. Give him back. Meanie head. Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. In the evidence room at the exact same time. That's impossible. So what you're saying is the same person was killed at the same time? And in a completely different location. You know, as you do. Order. Chief, what does this mean? No, what I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case. Now, just wait a second. Where are they? No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error, Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Well, that's totally Edgeworth's fault. Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Officer Meekins, we're reporting for duty. Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises, sir? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I got a report for you, sir. Sir? You don't mean him. According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. Your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lana Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. I like these games too, Dark. He did seem challenged. No, he seems enthusiastic. In any case, this is a serious area. Gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. You could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then you got served. No luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say, unworthy. Now is the second rule. Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Oh, Mr. Wright? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2, unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in the court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wrighto over there. Good job, Wrighto, my boy. Huh? Oh, I was just doing my job. No. No! My doublé! It's extra wrinkled. Seems you've come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy, with all those rumors. You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do. That's what evil people say. That's what the bad guys say. You better get results this time, really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. That's great. I will grant one further day as prosecution as requested. Will it be sufficient? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this, for your sake, I hope it's not decisive. Very well, the court is adjourned. I'm old. I can't do it. Like, the only old voice I have is basically for Old Bag. Whew. Well, we had our first game over. That's great. Woo! Mr. Wright, so what's going on with the case? I'm a little confused. Huh? Well, let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death after 5 on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's this and the evidence room part? Prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. So he was killed. I don't know. My guess is that he was killed at the evidence room, put in the car, and then... Can you get killed twice? Is that a thing? Can you die twice? Wow. Let's do it. God, she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's gonna be much help on this with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Hmm? Look, we're in this together, right? I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show and pink. Let's go. Science awaits us. Science. Woo. Science. You know, I really don't think that we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't even a body found there. Who cares? It was only her victim who was killed in their evidence room. No biggie. Besides, my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. That oil drum, was it empty? The oil drum kicked over by Chief Prosecutor was brimming with water. Because, you know, it's very easy to knock over a oil drum full of water. Emma really likes her sister. Well, yeah. She ran all around town trying to get a defense attorney. That's not it at all. It's just... we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for ice. There was blood on the floor or not. The water in that oil drum washed it all away. Did they surround the body in the air? I don't know. I feel like at one point we're probably going to have to go down to the evidence room. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is... luminol testing! Fluid! Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. Lurking. Wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Let's just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains with stuff, not drinking it. Here, look, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? Get an extra pair of those things? Filters! To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Like this. Press the X button. Beep, 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 beep. Enhance. I can see your eyes shining behind those glasses. So this is a blood stain? It's so... Emma, you're shaking. It's just, this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. They usually do surround it with chalk. Right now, it's rope. They used rope for this one. Okay, we definitely know this is a blood stain, but doesn't something strike you as odd? Scientifically speaking, of course. What's odd about this, scientifically? The amount. The perpetrator and Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. It is pretty strange. If they fought here, there'd have to be been more blood than this. And he died from blood loss, from a stab wound, meaning a lot of blood went everywhere. Hey, Wright? I'm gonna mark the floor plans when we find a blood stain, okay? See? I'm pretty handy to have around. Yeah, and this stuff's pretty handy too. I saved up my allowance to buy that. I hope it's unlimited. Can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case. Let's drag that hidden evidence out in the light of day. Yeah! Feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? Because we are. We are.